And now, here with an unlimited supply of misinformation...
It's time for Music News with your host, Darby. 94.9 Z-Rock.
Music News brought to you by the Old Dutch Store. They're celebrating their Customer Appreciation Day, so from now until March 19th, 10% of all proceeds will be donated to the Huntsman Cancer Foundation. So stop by the Old Dutch Store at 2696 South Highland Drive or online at theolddutchstore.com. Seether's last album was called Finding Beauty in Negative Spaces, which was a really long title, and usually I have a rule. I go four words in and then ... But this one is called Holding On to Strings Better Left to Fray, and Seether frontman Shaun Morgan told me what the lengthy title is all about.
Obviously, it's a metaphor for letting go of things in my past that have been kind of... They follow you around, they shadow you, and they affect every relationship you're in and every relationship you will have eventually. So it's almost like a self-therapy resolution, if you will. It's saying, okay, there are things that I can't control that I have to let go of for my own safety and my own sanity.
The album comes out on May 17th. The first single is Country Song. We're playing it here on Z-Rock, and it's good. Him talking about metaphors makes me kind of think of some of my favorite metaphors, because we all have our favorite metaphors, our credos, our mantras. Like, most of us have found ourselves washed away, overcome by a flood of punishing thoughts and feelings. Picture a desperate man being swept down a river, grabbing onto whatever comes along, and it's easy to see how we end up clinging to things that, rather than saving us, actually serve to further sink us. Or he spoke with the wisdom that can only come from experience, like a guy who went blind because he looked at a solar eclipse without one of those boxes with a pinhole. Now goes around the country speaking at high schools about the dangers of looking at a solar eclipse without one of those boxes with a pinhole in it. That's probably my favorite one. That's if I had to pick a credo, that would probably be my favorite credo or metaphor or analogy. That is Music News. Some of those, for the record, grammar nerds, were analogies. That is Music News on 94.9 Z-Rock. How about her vocabulary was as bad as, like, whatever. That's my favorite one so far. I didn't write any of those, by the way. I found them on the internet. He was as tall as a 6'3" tree.
Darby. 94.9 Z-Rock.